This next set of videos are on still some of the properties of water, but getting a little more specific on how they're found in nature and why they're important. So the first little bit is on solutions and suspensions. So a mixture is a material that's composed of two or more elements or compounds that are physically mixed together but not chemically combined. So it's not like a molecule of salt that is chemically combined using an ionic bond. NaCl is an ionic bond. These are combinations where they're mixed and they may be dissolved, but they're not totally one brand new molecule. Water is not always pure. It is actually often found as part of a mixture. It's more often found as part of a mixture than in its pure form in nature. Solutions are a type of mixture in which all the components are evenly distributed. So the solute is the substance that dissolves, and the solvent is the substance in which the solute dissolves. So, I'll give you an example of this. Let's talk about salt water. So, salt, NaCl, and water, H2O. H2O is the solvent because that's what the salt, which is a solute, dissolves in. And that's a solution. All the components are evenly distributed throughout a beaker of salt water, but they're not chemically combined with ionic or covalent or hydrogen bonds. Because water is polar, it gives it the ability to dissolve both ionic compounds and other polar molecules. So because of its polarity, its slight positive charge on one end, its slight negative charge on the other end, it can dissolve ionic compounds and other polar molecules. A suspension is a little different from a solution because it's a mixture of water and things that are not dissolved in water, so non-dissolved materials and water together. For example, blood is a suspension. It contains lots of dissolved compounds in the water, but it also has cells and platelets and white blood cells that remain in suspension as the blood moves throughout the body. So if you think back to the first unit, we had a piece of equipment called a centrifuge. The centrifuge, its job was to separate components that are in a suspension. So it spins at thousands of RPMs, rotations per minute, and as it spins, all the different components separate out based on their weight. So that's a good example of equipment and connecting that to a concept here in Unit 2 of suspensions.